Folks, back to back. It's another one here. This is about Maga. This is what this is some liberals get wrong about Russia. I'm not sucking up to Putin, but uh, but people get on this hysteria on oh, we're gonna have to stop Russia. He's gonna take over Europe. He's gonna take over Europe. He doesn't want to take over Europe. He probably just take. Maybe he might take over the whole all of Ukraine, but this guy, what's his name? Brian Shapiro. This guy's not a liberal, but a lot of liberals get. I don't know. They sound like neocons or I don't know. I mean, this MAGA guy gets it right, kind of. I mean, the MAGA people get. Some are just totally Russian, totally Russia because of Trump likes Russia. I mean, well, although but he talks about Putin and being a lot smarter than Trump, and he's right though. Bashir Shapiro, what's his name? Brian Shapiro, but this MAGA guy, I agree with the MAGA guy. Believe it or not, what he said. He asked him a question: how would you end this war? And he goes on to this tirade, kind of. Shapiro does, and he's pro Western talking points. I mean, you have to be practical. The war should end right now, but Putin is bad, right? But uh, but Zelensky's no evil, no angel. He's Nazis running his government. I mean, the Donbass area in Crimea, the Renault Nazis were almost in control actually, and then that's why Russia took that over. I mean, but the West doesn't talk about that. No, they used to talk about Nazis, but now they don't. Nazis in Ukraine, but the West doesn't talk. Only talks about Zelensky, and he's being bullied by Russia. But even you don't talk about there's the illegal weapons trade going on there, anyways. So the money, the weapons that they're giving to the Ukraine is being sold on the black market to other buyers illegally. I mean, but anyways, let me hear this argument. Let's hear the argument.
Ukraine, but what do you think the solution actually is? How do you actually end this war? If you could, wave a magic wand.
Well, first of all, you have to punish the people that are responsible for this. And to my knowledge, David, you could tell me if you disagree. There has been no accountability for Vladimir Putin. To end a war, you have to find out, number one, and admit how it started. Donald Trump, for a very long time now, he blamed Ukraine. He called Zelensky a dictator. So you're not going to end a war by being complicit. It's very simple. You need a leader that's going to say, Vladimir Putin is...
Yeah, he's kind of push back on that. He's kind of, they say he's a dictator because I guess he don't have he canceled the elections. I mean, some say he should have had elections even though it is a war. But they say that Putin has elections, but I mean, although they might be rigged, but that's what they say, anyways. I wouldn't say he's a dictator in that sense. Yeah, he's kind of kind of like authoritarian that way. A total dictator, I don't know.
Is the guy that started this, and now he has to end it, and you have to hold him accountable. Example, Donald Trump, I'm going to give him 50 days. I'm going to give him this amount of time. I'm going to give him that amount of time. Well, guess what? Today was supposed to be the deadline for the ceasefire. What has Donald Trump done? Has he held Putin accountable?
Well, this is like 2 weeks ago, folks. But I'm showing you this now because this is why the liberals and others, even moderates, this guy, I think, is a moderate, get it wrong under Russia.
Any sanctions? The answer is no. So it starts with, don't be a coward, which clearly Donald Trump is. It's why we call him Taco
The sanctions are not working. The guy's gonna push back at this.
Trump, and hold the enemy accountable. The enemy being
What do you
Putin.
mean by hold accountable? Could you get specific on what that means?
Well, let's start with some sanctions. Let's start with that. Let's
Well,
start.
I mean, Biden held sanctions, and it didn't. And he implied that they would end the war because they'd cripple Russia's economy, and that was all the way back in 2022.
I
It
understand.
didn't work.
Yep, it didn't work right. He's right about that, folks. The MAGA guy's right. It didn't work. And because of the BRICS. Now they're helping them out, helping Russia out. Yeah, they formed the BRICS nation, BRICS countries now. So that's why Putin could get around it. I mean, you could sell to other countries. I mean, India. I think he sold an oil. He sold no, India's. He sold an oil to India. I mean, and India's not part of the sanction. I mean, the European countries, but they're not a part of that. India is not a part. They're part of the BRICS now. And the BRICS countries that are in that, they were not going to sanction. So that's a way around the sanctions. That's what Putin's did. I mean,
I understand that. But I'm saying Vladimir Putin is playing him like a fiddle. At least Joe Biden tried to do something. Trump has done nothing other than attack Ukraine. Joe Biden didn't say Ukraine started the war. Joe Biden
didn't do it. He escalated the damn thing, actually. There's one thing I thought Trump might do positive. Only thing when he came in, he might stop the war in Ukraine. That's the only thing he might do good, believe it or not. And now he can't do that. But most of his policies are bad. That's the one thing he'd probably do better than Biden. Biden didn't do it. Biden escalated it. I mean, first of all, these guys, the CIA planted, take out the pro-Russian president of Ukraine in a coup. That's how Zelensky got there. I guess they had the election after that. So the pro-Russian guy, they took out. The CIA and the West took out. So now you have Zelensky there. So he's pro-Western now, see? The guy before Zelensky was pro-Russian. So CIA is meddling in the... See, they're always interesting to say that Russia's meddling in the elections. The U.S. Well, the U.S. See, this is the point I was making. The U.S. I don't get upset with the U.S. I mean, Russia interfering. They say with the election or the bots, sending bots and what online. Because CIA does it to other countries. U.S. does it to other countries. Meddling their affairs and the election. Look at that opposition guy, Volny. I guess he was kind of propped up he was helped by the CIA. He ended up died in the Russian prison though. Let's go on.
call Vladimir Putin what he is, which is a dictator. I never said the guy who you voted for is the guy that said he would end the war in 24 hours. I never said Joe Biden would end the war. This is a very difficult and complex situation. You don't just snap a finger, or as Donald Trump said, all I have to do is pick up the phone and the war will be over. Donald Trump is the guy who said that. I never said that the war is going to be over. If you have a great leader there, it'll be over in
Well, he's right about that. Sorry, Trump's an idiot. I was hoping he would end the war, but no. But he's right about that. He said he would end it in 2 days. 24, he said more like a day, 24 hours. More like 2 days. I think he said 2 days one time.
24 hours or it'll be over. I never said anything like that. The reason why I bring that up is Donald Trump, David, is the guy that said that. He's the guy who said the war would be over in 24 hours. This is a very difficult situation. You have Vladimir Putin, I think you would agree with me, who invaded Ukraine. He wants their land. He wants to do this to other countries as well. He doesn't care how many innocent...
He does not. And he can't anyways. I mean, many other countries are more like Poland's a NATO country now. He's gonna attack NATO. And Sweden now. Sweden's part of NATO. So I mean, if it goes into Poland, that's definitely World War III. I mean, he's not stupid. He probably wants Ukraine, but I think he'll settle for just whatever the borders are. I think. Whatever territory he has, there could be agreement. Although he might want more. I feel he might just take the whole Ukraine. Because Trump is kind of unserious. And the West is unserious. And it's all about minerals. See, Mr. Trump wants the minerals in the Donbass area, in Crimea. And that's what it's about too. And the West wants it too. And it's all about selling weapons contractors. I mean, they're making money. They're making money off of this war. So if you end the war, they don't make any money. They stop making money. But Putin, he might take the whole Ukraine, but I think they could negotiate and they could stop this war. I mean, that's it. I think they could.
People die, whether that be his own or others. And on the day that Trump put in a ceasefire agreement deadline, Vladimir Putin basically says F you, and some more bombings overnight. So
he's right, I guess, but I think because of the agreement, he disagrees with the agreement they had. I mean, he disagrees with it. He knows the ceasefire, but I think the agreement. But what's the name? The West get rid of. They broke the ceasefire in 2022. I mean, how about that? Boris Johnson helped. But you're right, Putin did. Because the negotiations, he's known it's nonsense. I think. For what I understand, is like they want him to reverse the whole back, like give up the land, give up Crimea. He's not gonna do that. I think he sees that's unserious. That's why he did that. What the Trump and the West is doing is unserious. I mean, that's what they see. It's totally unserious.
Right, and now, according to what Trump's saying, because of that, he's going to throw more sanctions at.
He's been saying
Russia.
that for months. He's been saying that for months.
Yeah, and look, my point is that what Biden was doing, I'm not just trying to make it about him, but what I'm saying is what Biden was doing evidently wasn't working. I don't think more sanctions are going to work. Now, Trump's strategy, and you can agree with it or not, is he's trying to bring Putin to the table. Now, you can say, well, that hasn't worked yet. Yeah, I agree. But I'm not saying it is working, but what I'm saying is doing what we've already done under the last administration evidently was not working.
I disagree.
So
exactly.
have to try a new.
Disagree.
Well, what do you,
This guy
so
is totally. This guy's a pro thing guy too. So maybe that's why he's like this. I'm not gonna say it, but this guy's totally there's no nuance to this guy. I mean, this Ben Shapiro guy. Call it, the Maga guy is right. Biden didn't. He didn't really do anything. I mean, he escalated it to more like he's escalated it actually more than Trump.
First of all, words matter. Joe Biden at least was willing to call out Vladimir Putin as being responsible for this war and the dictator that he is.
What does that accomplish?
Oh, I'm going to tell you.
What is
I'm going to tell you.
See?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what it accomplishes. First,
No, he's right. What is it? I mean, this guy's base. This MAGA guy. He just plotted words. Words mean something, yeah, but word doesn't. Without action, doesn't mean anything. I mean,
first of all, there are a lot of people in this country, because of Donald Trump's language, that think that Zelensky is responsible for this war. Look at what took place in the White House. That meeting with Zelensky was an embarrassment. Everybody virtually all over the world understands that this is not.
Zelensky, no. Nobody thinks he's responsible. But I guess Zelensky's not a perfect guy, though. That's the thing. That's what people are saying. And this guy, he could have agreed have an agreement. I mean, he wants all the territory back that Russia take, and these people are dying, and I think there's a poll that people they don't want this war in Ukraine. But people are dying, and he wants to keep going on with the war. I mean, so this guy's not perfect, man. That's what they're saying. He didn't start it, but I mean, anything with Crimea and in the Donbass area, he didn't control that. The Nazis taking over that territory, and that's Russian. The Russian minority there. So that's how that happened. He didn't do anything to stop it. They're being harassed. I mean, the Russian minority in the Ukraine. So Putin had an excuse to go in, but he shouldn't take the whole. But now he's taking the whole Ukraine. That's wrong. And now the war should stop now. So he's wrong. He's wrong in just continuing the war. This guy. I know Putin's not a. He's not a. I know Putin's an authoritarian also. He's authoritarian. What should I say? He's authoritarian. So I'm not a fan of Putin still, but I mean, but there has to become context and nuance. But no nuance, I guess. Some of the liberal in the West, I don't know. Even an independence.
Not Zelensky's fault. There are a lot of innocent people that are dying because Vladimir Putin refuses to stop this war. And when you have the President of the United States for years that has coddled an evil, murderous dictator, it puts us in a much worse spot now than it was when Joe Biden was president. Now, Joe Biden might have not been able to end this war, but I believe Donald Trump has made the circumstance worse, not better. It's
worse, not better. Oh my God. I don't know. I think it's worse. Believe it or not, it was worse under Biden. Believe it or not. At least they're talking more. Although he's getting roasted in the negotiations. I mean, at least they talk. I mean, Biden just give the weapons to Ukraine. You know, it's been more. I think to me, it's more of escalation under Biden. I mean, come on. Well, at least they're talking. Otherwise, it was a disaster. This was before the meeting in Alaska, I think. But it was a disaster. So Putin made fun, beat circles around him. Well, at least they talk, though. I mean, they did something. Try and negotiate. I mean, but Biden didn't do anything. I don't know if was there any negotiations? There might have been, but I doubt it. Or it wasn't serious. It wasn't anything real serious. But they didn't really listen to Putin, actually. Biden. He just kept going on. And he listened to, he's doing the opposite of Trump. Like Biden is only he listened to Zelensky. But Trump's now is only doing it, listening to Trump, listen to Putin, sorry. And they just had a meeting with Zelensky on the weekend, so I don't know. I don't know how that went. I guess it went okay. But we'll see what goes on after that. Is there going to be more negotiations? And about Putin, only way they're going to get an agreement is when they have to agree. They have a meeting together, Putin and Zelensky. And that's the only way it will stop.
How do you figure it made it worse? I mean, it was just as bad under Biden as it is now. People are still dying, and it's not like neither one of them have really accomplished anything significant.
I would say
Trump and Biden.
I would say it's gotten worse because every single time Donald Trump has a deadline, Vladimir Putin continues to kill innocent people. He's making us look worse. He's making Donald Trump look worse. And they're no closer to a deal now than they were on day one. And Donald Trump has already accused Ukraine of starting this war. He's called the president of Ukraine.
Yeah, but Trump is easy. Trump's a maniac. But no, but didn't deadlines were broken under Biden? I don't know.
A dictator.
Right, and here's the thing: if he does like when Biden came out under his, when he was in office, and him and Zelensky were saying Putin's a dictator, he's an evil person. Yeah, that's great. That sounds nice. It is true, but it doesn't accomplish anything. I mean, you can, and if you're gonna, if Trump wants to negotiate with Putin, it doesn't really help if he then goes out on TV and says, "You're a dictator. You're a terrible person."
So you're saying,
It's great. See, this guy's base. This Maga guy's base. This guy's base more than this goof. Exactly.
It wouldn't accomplish anything.
So even though you voted for Trump and Trump said he would end the war in 24 hours, your argument is, well, Joe Biden didn't accomplish anything because the war was still going on. That's your argument?
No. Well, first of all, I'm saying he really didn't accomplish anything.
Okay, well, guess what? I'm worried about what's going on right now.
I agree. He didn't accomplish anything. Both of them didn't accomplish anything.
Okay, and you voted.
Yeah, that's fine. But
Donald Trump is the president.
Yeah, and he's trying to work this war via negotiations. And again, I agree they're not working.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that it is, but it's a strategy that has to at least be tried. I mean, if that doesn't work, what do we do? Just fund this war forever?
So you think the strategy is put all these ceasefire deadlines?
I agree.
Lines on the table, and then when Vladimir Putin breaks these deadlines and he continues to kill innocent people.
But why is he doing all these ceasefire? I mean, he's just putting on all these ceasefires. I mean, maybe they're not really serious ceasefires he's doing. Trump. And he's not really. Putin sees like Trump is not Like Trump is unserious. That's what Putin. That's why he does this. He doesn't respect Trump. I mean, that's why. Like they're not really serious. I think they want him to take back they want Putin to give back the land that he took over. And that's not gonna happen. It's totally that's why they're unserious.
Don't do anything?
Well, no, Trump's not doing anything.
What is he
said
doing?
you break these.
What has he done?
He said he's gonna.
I'm not asking you what he said. I'm not asking you what he said. I'm asking you what he's done.
Well, so far what he's done is he's continued to supply Ukraine like we were, under the Biden.
How has he
administration.
punished
He's
Vladimir
continued to
Putin in
fund that
Russia?
war.
What has he done?
He's what about that? They give Ukraine more weapons.
Well, he's punished them by supplying their enemy with weapons of war that they're using to fight Russia. That's what
Okay,
he's
but
done.
that's exactly what Joe Biden was doing too. So
That's what I.
so
What
has he
He's
done
doing
differently?
Biden did.
What has he accomplished?
So far, virtually nothing.
Virtually
He's
nothing.
trying.
Okay. I'm glad you were willing to admit that. What do you think?
I wasn't pretending that he didn't. I'm saying these things take time. And look, it's possible that
If these
Trump
things
never
take time, then why did he
saw-
lie to the American people and say that it'd be over within 24 hours?
Because clearly he wanted to innote a sense of confidence in people and make them think that he was.
Trump's an idiot. And he's a narcissist. That's why. It's a buffoon.
Was able to end this quickly because it was
So
going
it's okay to lie. So it's okay to lie if it gives people
That he was
confidence.
lying. He probably really thought he could. end
Doesn't
it
that
very
make him?
simply.
Then doesn't that make him an absolute imbecile? That he thought that he could end this war just by quote picking up the phone? Then you voted for an imbecile if you actually thought that.
No,
Don't you think?
no, it makes it.
You
no,
think
because
ending the
he-
war could have been? You think Donald Trump believes that all he needed to do was quote pick up the phone and you could end a war? Don't you think if it was that easy, Joe Biden would have been able to do it? Give me a break.
No, but I mean, come on. Biden clearly was. I mean, there's a reason he stepped down. You could make the case that I don't even think he fully even understood he was president. He was so mentally.
Okay, well, when you make a statement like that, you lose all credibility because you have no medical
No, I
credentials
don't.
and you
I
have
mean,
absolutely
then
no
why
idea
did
what
he
you're
step
talking
down?
about.
How did he step down?
Oh.
First of all, he said he was going to be. First of all, he said he was going to be a one-term president. You're not a medical
And then he
doctor.
ran for re-election, so that went out the window.
Okay, so first of all, you're forgetting the fact that he did not have a good debate. He was pressured by the Democrat Party, and I believe
Yeah, he didn't have
They're
a good
talking
debate.
about Biden. Let me see if there's any more Putin.
mock people like you because people like you were the ones that were talking about Joe Biden has Alzheimer's because you sound like idiots.
He
I
doesn't have
wonder-
the same problem,
Oh, he doesn't.
physically and mentally.
And you think
failing.
Donald Trump
What?
is clearly, and you think, and our economy was in pretty damn good standing when.
Okay, now they're talking about Biden and the economy. And Biden's, they're talking about the last election and Biden stepped
An
down.
unlimited
What
amount of
policies
money.
under
And
Joe Biden made the economy, as you would
And
call
okay, you're
it?
talking about Biden. I think that's it, folks. Jeez, that was my hand. So that's what you think about this Maga guy is based. Is he roasted him? So what's his name? Brian Shapiro. He roasted this guy. And on Russia, to me, he roasted him. This MAGA guy was a base. Is it right? Trump's at least trying something. But he's been outclassed by Putin. So what do you think, folks? What do you think of this? Is this guy right? The MAGA guy is right, or is it this or Brian? Anyways, folks, I'm out. What do you think of this? I'm out for the night. Till the next one.